Contoh ngerjakan cari itu salah lagi ibu gay itu roki video roki deh
Ever felt like life's pulling you away from everything? Like you're alone in the wilderness watching everyone else keep moving forward while you stand still? It's not a punishment, it's a preparation. I'm here to tell you, if God's isolating you watching everyone else understand that it's for while you stand still, it's not a punishment, it's a preparation. Set apart for a purpose. I'm here to tell you, if God's isolating you watching everyone else understand that it's this silence, it's not the end, it's just the beginning. Number one, to strengthen your faith. You ever find yourself in a place where everything feels uncertain, where nothing seems to make sense and the noise of the world drowns out any sense of peace? It's in these very moments of isolation that God is strengthening your faith. While you stand still in a world full of distractions, it's easy to lose sight of I'm going to tell you, if God's it's this silence plan for your life. It's just the silence. When everything else is stripped away, strengthen your faith. You will discover. Just find yourself in a place where everything feels uncertain, where nothing seems to make sense. Faith isn't something that just appears when everything seems well. It's not built in the moments of ease when life is comfortable and everything is flowing smoothly. No, faith is tested and forged in the fire of hardship. In the dark moments when you're walking alone and the road ahead seems unclear. God isolates you because he wants to show you what your faith is really made of. He wants to reveal to you how strong you really are when you have nothing but him to rely on. In those times when it feels like you're standing at a crossroads, wondering which way to turn, God is working behind the scenes, preparing you for something greater. He isolates you so that he can remove the distractions that would keep you from hearing his voice. When there's no one else around, no one to lean on, no one to talk to, it's in that moment that you begin to realize that all you truly need is God. He wants to show you that your faith is not based on the circumstances of your life, but on the trust and relationship. Faith, you see, isn't a feeling, it's a choice. It's a decision to trust God even when you can't see the way forward. It's choosing to stand firm in the knowledge that God has a plan even when everything around you says otherwise. And it's in isolation, when the world feels distant and your dreams seem far off, that God calls you to take that step of faith. He calls you to trust him even when everything around you tells you to give up. Sometimes God isolates us to show us that our faith can't be placed in anything other than him. When we have people around us, when we have everything we think we need, it's easy to forget that God is the ultimate source of our strength. We start to rely on others, on our jobs, on our plans, and we lose sight of the fact that God is the one who sustains us. Isolation is God's way of calling us back to him, reminding us that he is the one who holds our future in his hands. You might be thinking, but I've prayed, I've asked for answers, and I'm still waiting. It's in those moments of waiting that God is strengthening your faith the most. Waiting is hard. It's uncomfortable. It makes you question everything you thought you knew. But waiting is also where God refines you. He doesn't want you to have shallow faith. Faith that comes easily when everything is going right. He wants you to have deep, unshakable faith. The kind of faith that can weather any storm. And it's in the isolation when the world is silent that your roots in him can grow deeper. You see, faith isn't just about believing in God when things are good. It's about trusting him when things are hard. It's about holding on to his promises even when you don't understand what's happening around you. God isolates you to teach you how to hold on to him, not just for what he can give you, but for who he is. It's easy to follow God when things are smooth, but it's in the rough patches, in the moments of isolation, that you truly learn who God is in your life. When you feel like you're alone, when you feel like no one understands your pain, that's when God is the closest. He's not abandoning you in those moments. He's drawing you near. Isolation is not God's way of punishing you. It's his way of preparing you. He's preparing you for a faith that will not bend, a faith that will not break under pressure, a faith that will stand firm no matter what life throws your way. because it's in the quiet and the stillness that God builds your faith to last. Through isolation, God teaches you the power of trust. Trusting Him when you can't see the outcome. Trusting Him when the answers aren't clear. Trusting Him when the road ahead feels dark. Trust is the bedrock of faith, and God is teaching you how to lean on Him fully, not on your own strength or understanding, but on His. It's only when you've been isolated from everything else, in these very moments of isolation, that rely on God in the way He intends to. In a world of faith, it's easy to lose that's exactly what God is doing in the silence of isolation. In the silence, He's taking you on the journey of building something. You'll discover just find yourself in a place where He's not just preparing you for what's ahead. He's preparing you to carry His glory, to walk in your purpose with the kind of faith that will move. He's preparing you to become the person who can handle the blessings He's about to pour into your life. When God isolates you, it's not because He's forgotten about you. It's because He's giving you the space to grow, to trust, and to strengthen your faith in ways that you never could have in the noise of the world. He's preparing you for what's next. And I promise you, when you come out of this season, you won't be the same. Your faith will be stronger. Your relationship with God will be deeper. And you'll walk into the future with a new understanding. Of the world to drown out your inner struggles. You have to face yourself. And in those moments, God is showing you the parts of your character that need to be refined. It's easy to think we're fine, that we've got it all together, until we're forced to stand alone and confront the things we've been avoiding. But God, in His infinite wisdom, knows that in isolation, the true work of character building begins. When you're isolated, God is teaching you humility. In the silence, you realize that you can't do everything on your own. You can't control every outcome. You can't always fix what's broken, and you can't carry every burden by yourself. It's in those moments that God is breaking down the pride and self-sufficiency that have built up over time. He's teaching you to lean on Him, to surrender your will, and to trust that His plan for your life is far better than anything you could orchestrate on your own. Isolation also gives God the opportunity to show you where your character is weak. It's easy to be a good person when everything's lovely. It's easy to be patient when there's no pressure. But what happens when things get tough? What happens when you're pushed to your limits, when you feel like giving up? It's in those moments of isolation and struggle, that God reveals the areas in your character that need work. And rather than being frustrated or discouraged, you have to understand that this is God's refining process. He's not punishing you, he's preparing you. In these times of solitude, God is shaping your integrity. He's testing whether you'll do the right thing when no one is watching, when it seems like there's no one to hold you accountable. It's easy to make the right choices when people are watching, when there's pressure to perform and to act a certain way. But true integrity isn't about performing for others. It's about doing what's right, even when no one else would ever know. It's in isolation, when no one is there to applaud your actions, that God is shaping your character into one of unwavering integrity. You know, sometimes it's hard to see the purpose behind the pain. It's hard to understand why God allows us to go through seasons of struggle. But the truth is, God uses those very struggles to mold you. Every time you face a challenge, every time you walk through a fire, God is using that moment to shape your character. He's using the pain to develop your resilience, your patience, your perseverance. He's strengthening the very core of who you are. And just like a potter shapes clay, God is molding you into something beautiful, something that reflects his strength and grace. During times of isolation, God also teaches you about self-control. In the silence, you can no longer rely on others to push you, to motivate you, to hold you accountable. You're forced to rely on your own inner strength, to make the right choices even when it's hard. You see, it's easy to have self-control when things are easy, when the path is smooth. But true self-control is forged in the hardest of circumstances. It's in the moments when you want to give up, when you want to lash out, when you want to give in to temptation, that your character is truly tested. And in those moments, God is strengthening your ability to say no to what is harmful and yes to what is right. Isolation also teaches you patience. God knows that the future he has for you requires a character that is not only strong, but patient. You see, the world tells us that we should have everything now, that we should be able to rush through life and skip over the tough parts. But God knows that character is built slowly, over time, through patience and perseverance. He isolates you to teach you to wait, to trust that his timing is perfect, even when it feels like you're falling behind. In the stillness, in the waiting, God is developing a patience in you that will serve you in every area of your life. You might not see it now, but every